family here at Celebrations for one, a great property, but two, put on one great reception for Matt and Megan. Also, I do want to thank Matt's family and also Megan's family for blessing us with two fabulous people. At first, I wasn't too sure about Matt.
You want to hold it?
And also, thank you to everybody who traveled far away, 1,200 plus miles, I know, for some of you. So I know Matt and Megan are absolutely appreciative of everybody showing up. So, all right, now for the best part. So about a month ago, I posted on, I'm sure many of you are familiar with Facebook, a poll whether to be funny, serious. Well, Matt, I want you to look over here. Your family voted funny. So, Matt was one of those guys who met me in 7th grade, and I didn't know anybody. I just moved out to Canal Winchester. And he was like, all right, dude, look, I got to show you the way, because we don't do things the way you do out there in the city. And, you know, one thing after another, he definitely was holding my pants up at a few times and making sure I was always there.
Not what I heard.
So, you know, Matt and I actually moved in together in college, spent 2 wonderful years. Yes, I did wonder about him at that point. But, you know, Megan, they put some extra batteries in Mandy's camera case. Just so you know, they're not in there for anything weird. They are definitely in there for when Matt gets out of line. See, Matt and I used to have these wars with blue tote bins as shields. Red Ryder BB guns. You know, automatic vacuums running by themselves and smashing our toes. But, you know, it wasn't until about 3 years ago, just before I got married, that I had Matt fly up to Ohio and drive over with me to this place called Maryland in Deep Creek. And it was kind of weird because as I'm driving, this song started playing, and I'm like, what in the world? This is kind of weird. For those of you who don't know, this is Hillary Duff. And I'm sure my little friends here in the front row will know a little bit more about Hillary Duff than some of us older people. But, you know, I was like, is it normal for a 25-year-old to listen to Hillary Duff? So all the way through these years, Matt introduced me to these various girls. And it wasn't until he got here to Texas, I'm like, what in the world's going on? He just told me he met this girl. Problem is, I didn't know whether I was going to like her. Because he took me to this club one night. And I'll tell you what. It was called The Basement. And he wanted me to go on a blind date with him because he just didn't know too much about this place. And ended up, I had bruises kind of like what Megan had. But it wasn't from Matt. It was from this girl he wanted me to go out with. And I'm like, Matt, I don't know what you're doing. So, you know, it wasn't until Megan came up to my wedding. Really was a lifesaver because I just was a nervous wreck. And she's like, Blake, just settle down. You got to eat first off. And she definitely talked me into eating. And, you know, ever since I knew she was the perfect one for Matt. And, you know, you guys did one heck of a job. And I can't wait to see your future little ones as well. So, to Matt and Megan, congratulations. I love you guys.
All right. Without further ado, we're going to ask